once again. It's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw.
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 And good morning.
Good morning to all of our beloved people out there in the Cornbread Nation.
Southern Fried Podcast in the house, as they say. Early on Hump Day.
Yes. And I'm sorry if y'all hear some buzzing on my end. I've got a fan set up and going in here this morning. My AC went out yesterday. It froze up. I tried to thaw it out, tried to clean it. Oh, no. So,
well,
we're going to have the AC guy here this morning because I'm going to tell y'all something. You don't go without AC here in South Georgia this time of year.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Well, I hope everybody's having a great and wonderful start to your day here on Wednesday. Like you said, it's Camel Day. It's Hump Day. You're halfway there. You make it through today, you're more than halfway there. The weekend cometh. Trust us, it's coming.
Yeah, and Wednesday's a double live for us. We got the Hump Day news tonight. We're gonna talk about some weird and funny news tonight too. We got some stuff. We're gonna cover some oddities and stuff, but we'll get to that tonight. We're also gonna. Hey, good morning, Brother Cook. Hey, I like that. Now we'll just throw that right on up there.
Good morning there, Cook.
Up. Either he's been up all night or he just got up. You know, he has these odd hours. You know, he's. By the way, I don't know if you know it, Rob. You may not know it. You know, but old Cook there, old Cowboy Cook, we call him. He's a heck of a singer now. He'll get over there on the TikTok, and he's got some tunes going on. Now, sometimes he's singing along to some other songs, but he's quite the singer on there. I didn't know if you knew that. So, and our boy Michael, I think we're going to have him up on Front Porch. He's got a story to tell, man. We might have us he's wanting to tell a story. He said we'll save other people. Hopefully some trouble that he's had due to body pain. We had a live prayer time last night, and we had a couple, 3 folks come in, and I was just going through different elements of prayer and stuff. We're going to try to keep that up every week. And but he used the expression fighting the pain. You know, there's a lot of people fighting the pain.
Look, if Cowboy Cook is decent this morning, why don't we just get him right on up here?
Well, he's welcome to come on in the stream now. He's welcome to come on up.
Hey, get your shirt on.
Yeah, you got to have the shirt on, man. I mean, you got to do that. So let's see here. See if we can't get him an invite.
Yeah.
Invite there. I think we got it sent. So, but yeah, good morning. Get up, pray up, coffee up. It's always good to be alive. Amen. So if you can get up this morning, and you know, sometimes they call it dragging yourself up. You just got to kind of force yourself up. We talked about hitting the snooze. I did once this morning. One snooze on the phone alarm.
I did too. And my beloved wife, she was like, honey, you got to get up. And I was laying there thinking, no, I don't. I got to go work. And she's like, honey, you got to get up. Oh, yeah, I do got to get up. But that's okay. You're not ready for live, but you are alive.
He's not ready for prime time. This ain't prime time, but he's not ready for prime time.
Oh, it's okay, brother. We're gonna get you on here eventually. You watch and see.
We had a United Way event yesterday and last night. I didn't get in until kind of late. I was tired, you know. I slept good, but I was tired this morning. But yeah, I'm ready to go now. meet the day, engage people, tell people, it's going to be all right. You might be the difference today in somebody choosing life just by facing it head on and being positive and letting them know that it's going to be okay. So let's do that this morning. Hey, you know what? Speaking of life, the Braves got life. They have won 2 in a row, and last night the Mets and the Phillies both went down in flames. I don't know if they can keep it up, but they're playing on the West Coast. They've got these late games going on. Like they don't start playing until like 9:40 or something like that.
Oh, man.
But they did. I think this is 2 in a row for them. Michael Harris, I think, is supposed to be activated today. So maybe some decent news for the Braves down here in the South. Now, if you were to be listening from San Francisco, I understand you might not like that news, but we're way down here in the South. And we like us some Braves, so we're trying to root them on. And they've had so many injuries and everything. It's really frustrating, but it was a tight game. It went into extra innings and got some free ball, as they say. Of course. And won the game. The Dodgers, they keep clicking along. They beat the Brewers. They're a powerhouse team this year. I think Tony had another home run. It's a massive home run. What an amazing player that guy is. I mean, pitches. Well, I think they're holding him back from that right now because of the surgery. But he hits, fields, pitch. I mean, it harkens back to the day of, well, honestly, Jim Thorpe, who was just an amazing athlete that could do a little bit of everything and do it great, better than most. And it's just you wonder sometimes, how does one person get that much talent? I know they're dedicated and hardworking and all that, but you got to have a lot of God-given talent to do some of the things. You just don't. You can practice. Hey, Robert, I could have practiced all day long at hitting a baseball when I was growing up. I wasn't going to be. You mentioned. I certainly wasn't going to be Hank Aaron, and who was it? Was it you that mentioned Rafael Belliard?
Yes.
I wasn't even going to be Rafael Belliard. There's just it wasn't going to happen.
Hey, look who's here! Good morning, Sugar Britches. I see you pop in there. You better get on here and tell me good morning. There he is. Good morning, Sugar Britches. David, tell Sugar Britches good morning.
Good morning, Daniel. It's good to see you. Glad to have you in here. I did say good morning. And what Cook is referring to here is him and me saw. We were at the Atlanta Falcons game in the old Fulton County Stadium eons ago, back when these comments. But when Deion Sanders was playing for the Falcons, they were playing the old. Now you got to go back. This tells you how old this is. Houston Oilers and Warren Moon. And late in the game, Deion intercepted the ball, and he was so fast and outrunning the other team so bad, from the 50-yard line on to the end zone, he high stepped, dude, and was still outrunning. You know how he would do that high step, kick his legs out? He did that for 50 yards. I couldn't believe it, and nobody was catching him. Amazing. I mean, they were fixing to score. I think it was even right at the end zone or in the end zone, real close, and he just brought it all the way back. We'll never forget that one, Cook. We thought and it was there were some storm clouds that morning over the old Fulton County, and so there was some lightning. I thought they might, stop the game, and it was all around that time that that Deion did that. It was just an amazing memory. When you get to go to games, hopefully, if you ever get to go to games, you get a memory or two like that. But
can I backtrack just a little bit? You was talking about these superstars and how much talent they have and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to tell you, these superstars like us, like those guys and me and Daniel, my Sugar Britches there, we've got a lot of talent. And like, our wrestling, and both of us with our fishing, our massive good looks. And, me and the Sugar Britches, we got a lot of talent too. And we understand that for these athletes that have that much talent, how people, just kind of just don't understand sometimes what we have to go through. Oh, come on, Cook. You can have some talent too. There we go, sugar.
Well, I told you that Cook has a lot. He has that singing talent, and
Yeah.
back in the day, he was a really good basketball player, and
Well, he's 7 foot tall.
well, he's real big, and he had good hands, and he was really quick for a guy his size, and um, he had talent. He had talent. The only bad thing about Cook, and I hate to downgrade a brother early in the morning, is the fact that he likes the Dallas Cowboys. I think other than that, I think we agree on about everything. I mean, he's just his hey, everybody's got something, right? Everybody's got something.
Well, I'm trying to figure out where mine's at. I know what it is. I'm follically challenged.
Follically challenged. Yeah, he says, "Go Cowboys."
Yeah.
It's almost time, Cook. It's almost time.
So that thing we was talking about the other day, are we going to do that with me, you, and Cook?
I haven't had a chance to talk to Cook. I don't know if I should shatter shatter him in one way and lift him up in the other. I was really honestly going to take care of that today.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
And Cook's really going to be really thinking now. What's up? I mean, this is Cook, with time, change comes. I mean, we all can count on change, right? Hey, thanks, Cook. I wasn't too bad. I wasn't too bad.
I'm a horrible basketball player.
Me and Cook one time, we had this one-on-one game we did. That's the great thing about basketball. You can play by yourself, you can play one-on-one. But we had this game. We were playing it. I don't even know. I think we knew somebody lived at these apartment complexes, but we were just using their basketball court, their goal and everything. You do that. And we had this little tournament going on. I don't know. I can just remember that it got down, and I mean, it was like the next person who scores is going to win. And I got to be honest, I was completely exhausted, and I had the ball. I was thinking to myself, if I don't score right here, I'm done, because I just don't. I got no more energy. I got to. You draw every bit of last energy in to your being.
Yeah.
And I thought if I can get Cook just kind of leaning one way, because he was really good at blocking shots too. And I thought if I can get him just leaning just enough, I can shift back over and just do, just go off the backboard and put it in. And that's exactly what happened. And it was very close. The ball went in, and I said, "Thank you, Lord," because I had nothing left. I mean, he could have just. After that play, he could have just walked it in. I'm telling you, there's just comes a time when you're just completely exhausted. You're done. I put everything in that play, and I got to walk off. I got to walk off the court a winner that day. But we pushed each other really hard. We really did. We played a lot of football, backyard football, and basketball in our day. It was a good game, Cook.
I seem to remember us having a big old football game over there back behind your house one time. Way years ago.
We did. We used to have the little field. It's all, part of it's storage buildings now, but it's all covered up. Somebody quit keeping it down. And I used to be a perfect little, kind of about a 50-yard, I guess you'd say, 50, 60. It wasn't a full length, but it was perfect for us for what we did. We played in the snow and the rain, and every kid should have that. I know these kids in the cities, they get out and play the stick ball or whatever it is in the streets and all that. Every kid should have a place they go that's where you're just playing in a field. And whether it's softball, baseball, football, soccer, whatever you're doing, and all the neighborhood kids come, and that's kind of how you learn. When I was growing up, Rob, that's kind of how you learn how to get along.
Yeah.
Because in any sporting event involving young men, there's going to be disagreements, and sometimes to the point there might be a little fisticuffs. We try not to have that, but see if everybody's together, you break that stuff up and you say, "Come on now," and you push them apart and you go, and then that's the one thing with guys. 5 minutes later, we're all best friends again. And
yes,
Cook wants to know if you ever played ball.
But not basketball. Mm-mm. No. No, I don't know how to. I can't walk and dribble at the same time. There ain't no way. I could travel, uh, but those grassy places like you're talking about for kids to get out there and learn, especially for you, like in town. That was the perfect place for kids to learn how to shoot bottle rockets at each other and get them to go straight. Because if it went off in the neighbor's yard, then you got all kind of trouble. And we're not advocating for kids to launch bottle rockets at each other. But I'm quite sure with me, Dave, and Cook, that's happened. At least one of us has done that. Got in a bottle rocket fight. Probably two or three.
I got in a bottle rocket fight in a neighborhood that I wasn't even from. A friend of mine said, we're going to have a bottle rocket war with these people at this house. Or maybe it was a couple houses. And I think it was one house, though. And the whole front porch was loaded up with people. And we had 4 or 5 people in our car. And we would do, it was like we were, doing incoming. Like we would come by and it was just everybody's launching at everybody. And I can remember bottle rockets that went through the window and out the other side before they exploded. I mean, they went right by your nose. I mean, you're like leaning your head back and you would see people diving off the porch. One of them was coming in pretty hot. I thought, this is crazy, but you know what? I loved it.
We survived.
We are not recommended to do this at all. This is a Southern Fried podcast. Safety disclaimer, do not do that. These were when we were young and not minding sometimes. We'll say that.
Well, that was one of the most fun thing about bottle rockets. Yeah, it was cool to watch them go up in the air and go poof. But,
well,
it was not fun if you can go towards somebody else and go poof.
I did not do the Roman candle fights and stuff. I didn't do that, but I know people who did. I've saw it, but I didn't do that.
We called them claymores.
Claymores. I will say there were some covert operations where a whole lot, and I mean a lot of firecrackers would be set off at somebody's door. One of our friends, I mean, one of those, it looks like the rounds, of bullets all laying down in there, and you light the one and they just go off for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll wake the house up.
Yes,
you see lights coming on. And the funny thing is they can't come out the door because all the firecrackers are going off. So you have plenty of time to get away. And they don't know who did it. They have an idea. By the way, Robert, when you was growing up, Cook, Daniel, whoever, if something happened in the neighborhood, how high up the probability list was your name? When they said, who would have done this? How high in your neighborhood was your name?
I'll be perfectly honest. There weren't that many kids my age around in my quote unquote neighborhood, which consists of about 3 square miles. But yeah, when something, and I wasn't smart enough to figure it out when I did something, they knew right who to come to.
Yeah.
I had to plumb out of my neighborhood, quote unquote, to do something. They did,
or they didn't know you.
Yeah. Or didn't know I would be there. Now, I got a question too for you guys. Did anybody ever do the flaming bag of dog poop?
No, that is way lower down the no. You see, this is why I love this guy. There's a dividing line. Robert can always go another step or 2 or 10 that I will go in some things, my whole life, all my friends, I've always had friends that were that guy. And they would go, I mean, just that phrase of what he just said. And if you have no clue what that is, you're a good person. No, I've never done that, and I never would. I mean,
would it surprise you to know that I have never done that? But I have always wanted to.
I could go with it. Just the fact that you know about it. And
I put some thought into it,
and admit that you want to do it. It doesn't surprise me at all.
I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man in my 50s, and I'm still sometimes contemplate doing this.
So are you trying to say this morning that you're a little childish sometimes,
Okay.
immature sometimes?
No, I'm not trying to say it. I'm saying it. But but my targets have shifted. On who I would like to do this to. And I'm not going to call any names, but the person that works on my road, I would very much like to put a thing of dog poop on his doorstep.
Oh my goodness! I don't know how we got started down this road this morning on the morning show, but
Hey, it's hump day. We can talk about dog poop if we want to. We'll get off that subject though. That's enough of that. Because if it happens, they're going to now. I just open the door for everybody in the county to go do it, and they'll blame it on me.
Well, that's what you got. You got to go over to the next county. So,
okay,
Miller County or something. I don't know why. I guess because I've been looking at things in your area when talking about ARA and different things, and it popped up in my stream the other night was the Miller County County Commission meeting. I actually watched for a few minutes the Miller County Commission meeting. They were talking about some road work and do they have enough money? Well, they're going to have to go in a little bit of debt and all this. And I'm sitting here thinking, why am I watching this? Why? I mean, why am I watching a county commission meeting from, I don't know, 500 miles away or whatever it is? I know this is it. I get into weird stuff like that. Not that that's weird. It's just weird for me to watch it. But you know what? I got kind of into the nuts and bolts of it. And it sounded like the discussion could kind of go a little the wrong, because I heard somebody say something that almost sounded a little pointed. So I thought maybe the commission meeting might get a little, crazy. So I guess I stuck around. Like, did he just kind of get smart with that guy? Those meetings they call you out. Well, I came to you. We got one going on up here right now in Rossville City about the old Peerless Mill, Rob. I mean, that apparently that was a meeting the other night up here that I think they shut the guy down. It's one of those is like, you're done, because he called, and I may be wrong if somebody's listening, but according to what I read, he was calling the mayor out. So those meetings can get intense.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see how my road does out here. I think it's going to do all right, but I don't think my uncle's going to be very happy. I think all the water off the road is going to run over into his pond, and he's not going to be happy about that. So we'll see.
Man.
I told him, I warned him, don't run that water over to his pond. He's not going to like it. Well, I ain't doing this, and I ain't doing that. Okay. And Cook, yeah, I did see that trade, but you got to talk to Dave first.
Yes, the voice from above. We have to talk Cook today. Oh man, I have to go there on Hump Day. Oh man,
yeah.
Okay.
But the good news is, hopefully the AC guy will be out here first thing this morning. I can get cooled off a little bit, and then maybe I can get the rest of my grass cut today. That means I will have gotten it done in 3 days. 3 days. Okay. And I might be able to get up there and get my uncle's done.
You need some goats. You need some goats, man.
We've talked about that. If I've got to feed them in the wintertime, I don't want them. My grass
don't you know somebody's got some that would be willing to bring them over and, just for a time frame? So a lot of times people are looking for ways to,
That's why I got that big old 0 turn. So I don't have to fool with goats. And besides that, they climb up on my wife's car. I've had it.
Oh, well, I forgot. You've already got one old goat living there. I mean, it would be good.
Did you hear that? He called you an old goat.
No, I didn't.
Yep, he did. I don't know. You have to come ask him.
I just said.
Yeah, he's already bald-headed. You can't snatch much more out of there.
I said one old goat. I didn't say her.
Oh, I know you wouldn't call me an old goat.
Hey,
she said that's probably more like it.
There's one old goat, and there's one greatest of all time. That would be her. Greatest of all time.
Good backtrack. That ain't gonna work. You know I ain't gonna let that work. I know you wasn't talking about me calling me an old goat. Although I am a little bit old,
Oh,
but it'd be all right. Is my sugar booster still in here? Did you hear him call her an old goat? That's what I'll do. I'll get Daniel to back me up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you don't think I'd chunk you under the bus or nothing, do you?
I'll never, 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 never.
Oh my
You got to
goodness.
have eyes in the back of your head in this channel.
That's right. That's right. You gotta watch old Dave there. He'll call your wife an old goat. Old goat, baby. Hmm.
No
She won't.
way, no
Well,
way.
her door closed on the other end of the house. You're all right now. For now.
Protected.
Yeah. She
I'll
might
just
be
call
going in there. She might be going there to get ready to go and going out there to get in the car driving to North Georgia. You never know.
I'll just get the cats to protect me.
Not my cats.
Yeah, you got them locked out of the bedroom. You said that the other night. Poor cats.
But let me go ahead and explain it to you. When Mama walks through the house and on the mission, the cats scatter. I walk through the house on a mission. They get right in front of me and stop and look at me.
They
What,
run.
am I in
They
your way?
run for cover.
Yeah. They look at me like, am I in your way? Get over it. I love cats. They got attitude.
Yeah, that's
What
all over the
is,
place. Go
have
ahead.
you ever in your life, and see, this is myself. When you go to the Georgia game, oh, we do. We should go to a Georgia game this year. Oh, have you ever thought about, have you, when you was a kid, pick on the mailman?
No,
You never picked on the mailman?
no.
Well, let me go ahead and tell
My
you.
my buddy did, but it backfired. And I can promise you, after that, there was never another thought. Never, never, never another thought of anything like that because the surprise, I don't know what my best friend was thinking. I really don't. He was, God rest his soul. He's been deceased a long, 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 long time. I miss you, brother. But he had sometimes his brain would fire in weird directions. Like he'd be going along and it'd just be all normal, and then he would just get this crazy laugh. He loved to laugh and shock people, and he decided. I think I've told you this before. He decided to pull a prank. Really, he decided it wasn't really for the mailman, but it could have been. He really was trying to pick at a girl and shock her. It was probably one of those, teenage guys. Guys lose their minds when they're, trying to talk to a girl or impress a girl. Some guys will do weird, odd things. And so my best friend, he has this weird idea. I mean, kids
Yeah.
never, ever, ever do what I'm fixing to say. And I knew about the plan. I will admit that I knew about the plan, but I told him, I said, I wouldn't do it. I knew my dad. I could, death. Don't do it. Don't do it. So he had this idea of putting a little mouse in the mailbox to scare the girl who came down after she got home from school every day. She'd run up the hill to her home, drop her bag off, and would come running right back down the hill and get the mail. And he had this bright idea that she'd open the box and see the little mouse and get, shriek or whatever. And then he was going to laugh about it. And then, he was going to go up and talk to her about it, just goofy. I don't get it. Well, she didn't come down to get the mail that day. The mama did.
Oh no.
And mama got mad. Obviously, mouses don't end up in mailboxes by themselves. Usually, I think probably not. It's just a little mouse. Little, not big, not a gopher, little mouse. And the next thing we know, there are detectives over there taking fingerprints off of the mailbox that she's called the postal
Oh no.
authorities. And I told my friend, I said, dude, I would just go ahead and talk to them about this now before this goes any further. Because you had your hands all over that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I would just go to the family and see if you can't get them just to drop this thing. And fall on the sword. You fall at their feet in mercy, beg for mercy. I mean, they'd be mad, and that's what he did. And they were mad. I mean, they were extremely mad.
Well, you know,
And I'll guarantee you, he would have never thought about doing it again. That's a huge offense to do something like that.
oh yeah, you know, I don't know why little boys do that. They like a girl, they're gonna pull her hair, or tease her, or put a mouse in their mailbox, or whatever. You know, for some reason, which guys aren't that smart anyway. Let's face it. I mean, you have certain individuals, and you have some of us that are like, okay, that's probably not a good idea. But it's like putting me and you together out there. I go out there and it's like, this is going to be a great idea. And you're over on the side going, don't do it. And I'm like,
Don't
no,
do it.
it'll be fine. I'm going to do it.
it.
And you're over on the side. But, you know, there's more, I'm going to do it, than there are that think about it.
Yeah. And, you know, they dropped all the, you know, they dropped the investigation and everything. But he got a huge tongue lashing. And I said, dude, why? He goes, I don't know why I do stuff like that. He said, I just, young guys lose their head. I mean, they really do sometimes. They just lose their head. Yeah. That's why comedians have made a fortune off of the phrase, here's your sign.
Yeah.
They just do dumb things sometimes. And then later they're like, I don't know what I was thinking. It was dumb. It was just dumb. And there's nothing to be said. But at that moment, for some reason, in a young person's mind, they think that is the funniest thing. Like, this is going to be great. Like, this is going to be awesome.
Dude, it's not just young kids. Grown-ups do it too. We do. You can't draw the line there and separate the men from the boys there. That cannot be your defining line, because as grown-ups, you have to admit us guys can do some dumb things. You know, it's like back in the days of the map, okay? When your daddy would have the map out there trying to figure out where you're going, you know, and trying to see, and he'd get frustrated with the map, throw it out the window. Now he ain't got a clue. Yeah. Now he ain't got a clue. He's got to go back and get the map or stop at the store. You know,
yeah,
we do dumb things. That's just in our nature, I guess. I think one of the funniest ones I've ever heard of is women live longer than men. And they say it's because they laugh more than men. But they're laughing at men. So if y'all want us to live longer, y'all got to be funnier.
That's part of it, but guys they won't go to the doctor like they're supposed to, and they, you know, I got this. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. That's what we say down here in the South. It'll be all right.
It'll be all right. Be all right. I got this. It's always hard when I got this. You know, I'm having chest pain. It'll be all right. I got this.
Oops. Yeah, it happens. I mean, you know.
I know somebody probably said something really close to that one time, about a little over a year ago. Yeah, I got this. But his wife was more stubborn than he was. Well, Nigel, have you ever done something like that? If you have, throw it up there on the screen. Tell us all about it. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. Why don't you run us a commercial? Let me go get me a cup of coffee.
Well, I guess we can do that. Let me get over to the commercial kind of place and see if we can get in there. Got to get in the commercial place. Let's run a couple of ads. And
we'll be right back. This will give us a chance to grab some coffee. We're not going nowhere. We're coming right back.
All right. See you in just a minute. Hey, this is Dave with the Southern Fried Podcast. Please join us each Wednesday evening as we go live for Hump Day News, where we talk about a little bit of everything. We'll laugh a little bit. We'll tell you a little bit of sports news and other news that's going on. Each Wednesday evening at 7 p.m., join us for the SFP Hump Day News live. You're midweek, making your way through another work week. Join us, and we'll try to make you laugh a little bit and keep your day a little brighter. Hey, this is Dave with the Southern Fried Podcast. One of the favorite things that we do is sit out on the front porch with a glass of sweet tea and just talk about whatever. That's what you do on the front porch. Wave at the neighbors as they go by, or even a stranger. We're friendly people, and we like to just talk about whatever. You never know what Rob and Dave are going to talk about on the front porch, and sometimes Chris joins us, and then you really don't know what we're going to talk about. We'll laugh a little bit, we'll shock each other, and maybe, just maybe, you'll join in with us and chat with us on the front porch. Join us live for Front Porch Talking each Friday night at 7 p.m. That's your friends here at the Southern Fried Podcast. Here at the Southern Fried Podcast, one of the blessed things we've been able to do is partner with the wonderful people at Animal Rescue Alliance, Inc., ARA. These folks are a no-kill shelter in Donaldsonville, Georgia. You see the contact info on the screen. And these folks would love to have you come adopt a dog or a cat. They have folks that come from all over the United States, not just the state of Georgia. They're great folks. It's been a wonderful partnership between Southern Fried Podcast and ARA. And we've been blessed to meet some of the folks that have adopted animals from ARA. Also, we've been able to encourage people to donate and volunteer. They encourage volunteers that are in the area, and they're just wonderful people. We'd love for you to contact them, meet them too, go on their website, see some of the animals, and we know you'll want to partner with them too by taking a dog or a cat to their forever home. Join with us, the Southern Fried Podcast, in support of this great work of the Animal Rescue Alliance, Inc., ARA. We know you'll be happy you did. I know we are. And we're back. I must have hit it as you hit it.
Yes.
By the way, Pet of the Week drops today. I don't remember what time that you put that up for, but
yeah, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
And this is Hump Day Puppy Dogs, Wednesday Puppy Dogs, and Saturday is Kit Kats. And we actually have puppies for the puppy dog this week. We got 4. We get 4 for 1 this week. Yeah. So
very cool.
You're down here, or you're within driving distance of Donaldsonville, Georgia. Y'all come on down here if you're looking for a puppy.
Robert, do you still have that video of Fern that you took? Is that in the system that you could do that?
Let me look.
If you could find that, one of the first dog that we highlighted with ARA is Fern, and Fern has been, I mean, it's home, but it's not the forever home. It's been her home for 2 years. I think they said 2 years. And that's just a cool looking dog. And Robert,
right now,
yeah, let's highlight Fern. There's Fern. Fern's been 2 years, and we just got an affinity for this dog. We come in contact with, weeks ago, and Robert went down and shot some video of Fern and him playing with Fern, and this will make a great. A great dog for your forever home. So, no matter where you're at, get in contact with him. Fern is a great dog. I don't remember how old you said Fern is, but
she's
Fern,
a little bit older, but she's got all kinds of energy.
And
she's been there for 2 years. But look how long that tongue is. Oh my goodness! If you're gonna get a puppy dog, you need one with a long old tongue. Look at that. But she puts it away nicely. She's very elegant with her tongue.
Yeah. we since we've been partnered with them, I think they've said donations have trended up, and we're hoping to impact on the adoption side too. So it's just been a fun thing, and they've been great. And so we by the way, those ads, we're not, there's no money. We do that as a service to them. So that's a service to them and a coffee break for us. So we're not taking money away from the rescue or nothing like that. We just want to be a blessing to them and see if we can't get some dogs and cats into forever homes. So really cool. So that'll be something we do as long as we're here. We're going to have a partnership with them.
And it's not just get them in a home. There's a lot of people around here that already have dogs and cats, and more people are donating, and they really appreciate that because they do provide a service. And I feel like I'm doing one of my Pet of the Weeks things again.
That's okay. And, for all those that are listening from X, they have a really nice X account. They keep it updated regularly with great stories of the animals, and you'll be blessed by following them on X.
Well, it's not just that, but like if there's a lost dog and they come across it, they'll put it up on all their accounts to try to find the owner and stuff like that. So
yeah, so
they do a lot.
You would warm this old preacher's heart if somebody if we got the notification that Fern went to the forever home. That'd be so cool.
That what's going to be cool is when y'all come down here to pick up Kaylee's puppy or the granddaughter's puppy dog, and you go ahead and take Fern home with you too. That's going to warm my heart.
Oh man, always.
Either that, or we're going to have to put up you when you come down here. You're going to help me put up a big old chain link out back, so she's got plenty of room to run.
Yeah, got to bust her out.
Yeah. I had a black and tan for a while, and she had some kidney issues. We ended up losing her, and I hadn't had the heart to get another one since then.
It's hard when you lose one. Sometimes you can't just go right back.
No,
I understand.
Well, I'm going to help it.
Yeah. So anyway. Well, we appreciate the stream. Viewers have been growing. Appreciate you coming in to Southern Fried Podcast. Don't know if this is your first time here, but we welcome you here. We're a growing podcast, and we're thankful for all of our followers and people that keep up with us through all the different streams. We're trying to build different things. We're now on Apple Podcast, and everything goes on YouTube and Facebook and X, and then we have different ones that we put different parts of programming on due to the size of nature or limitations or whatever, or just the platform it is. But we're out there all across many streams, and we're very thankful. Rumble's another one that we put everything up. So appreciate you being here. This is an amazing time of year because it's a presidential election year. We're getting closer. By the way, former President Trump was on with Elon and things, X had all kinds of problems. Some of it was probably just the sheer crush of people trying to get in to hear that. There might have been some nefarious entities that were attacking. I'm sure there were. And then I think that Elon's admitted that they had some internal problems with X too. I mean, isn't it amazing that he said, he said something like, we tested alive for 8 million. I was like, can you imagine? Can you imagine saying that? I imagine, they figured at 8 maybe because there's no telling how many millions were trying to get into that. I mean, it crashed it. I mean, but yeah, it'll be out there for people to view, but those kinds of things are major events. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he was telling me that his daughter had been to 3 of the Trump rallies. 2 of those were in Georgia because he's been here a couple of times in the last year. And then one of them, I can't remember where he said that she went, it really is, when I say event, and whether you're listening and you don't care for him or whatever, that's not my point here. The point is, it is an event. And the daddy was saying, well, what do y'all do there? Because, you get there for hours ahead to get in. You got to get in line. And she said, it's a great social meeting where people are just talking. You meet people, you talk to people, you're making friends. And, that's kind of cool, and if you go back to the Butler, it was sadly the Butler event where, they tried to, do bad things to him. And I don't want to use the phrasing. I don't want to get struck or something, but you know what I mean? That guy, unfortunately, the one that was hit and protected his family, that's exactly what he was doing. He was engaging people around him that whole day, reaching out, making new friends. And that's kind of cool, because the reason I say that is this. In today's world, we're no more like this. A lot of times in society, we're like this. We're very insular. There are people, there's communities, they don't even know their neighbor. You know what I mean? Now, down in your area, you know your neighbors, you know those people. But there's a lot of places around the world where it's like this. It's just like walls are up. And to have this social experiment, whatever you want to call it, where people are engaging each other and community and family and all that, I think that's cool. Well, no matter what you think about the politics of it, I think it's neat that all these people come together and they're willing to stand in the hot sun or cold or rain or whatever for hours to be able to go to the event. And that whole time they're talking to each other. And you know what? As human beings, that can't be a bad thing for us to be talking to each other and making friends like that. That used to be just a thing. You know, there used to be, you know, the Robert, you know, the peddlers that used to just go around with the clangy trucks and everything. They knew everybody. They knew everybody, you know, and everybody knew everybody. And they'd say, well, we don't need a pot today, but I think, you know, Farmer Joe down the road, I think he's needing one. Yeah. And, you know, he'd say, well, thank you. I'll go on down there. And he'd, you know, clang and bang along. It's just this social part of this I find intriguing. And there may be other things like that. I'm not saying there's not. We've got a lot of community events in our area where people come together and, you know, and for concerts on the river or whatever it is. We just can't we can't allow technology to allow us to, we have to engage people. And you can't do all that through technology. You have to do that face to face. So,
you know, I've actually been to a Trump rally when they came to Macon. I wanted to see what all the hubbub was about, bub. And I went, and it was like you said, it was a bunch of like-minded people, and they had the Georgia game up on the big screen, and we were all cheering for Georgia. It was pretty neat. Of course, that was back when Herschel Walker was running, and that was a draw for me. I wanted to see Herschel Walker, you know, because, you know, it's Herschel Walker. You know, for Georgia fans, you can't get much better than that.
By the way, well, it doesn't matter whether you're a dog fan or not, and we may have people listening that are definitely not. But I will tell you this: Herschel Walker stays in such great shape. He couldn't take the pounding, although he might. He could stay up with people that's half his age or less in his workout routine. Still, this guy's chiseled. He stays in shape. Do you remember in school? And I don't know if it's really prevalent anymore, but the presidential fitness thing that they used to have in school, and you could get if you had to do certain things in physical fitness to get in that through your school. And I know Robert didn't do this.
Dude, this is
Robert didn't do this, but the Presidential Fitness Award, or I think it was called, or whatever. And at one time, I know Arnold Schwarzenegger had kind of headed it up. I don't know what's happened to it. In today's world with politics, it's probably been, you know, thrown in the trash. I hope not, because it was a great thing. And it got kids, you know, being more active. And Lord knows we need that today. But you had to do, you know, so many different kinds of calisthenics to be in that. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's cool. I'm sure it was started just as a goodwill thing towards, I don't know, getting people positive towards the government or so. I don't know. However it got started, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if we still have that. We'll have to look that up. Fact checkers. Dude, somebody let us know.
These old cornbread fed farm boys down here, let me tell you what our presidential fitness was. We'd have like the hay bale toss when they're going out and gathering their hay up, or peanut picking, or corn shelling, or whatever, you know, the cattle races where the cows chasing you, you know?
Yeah. Robert, were y'all doing cow tipping? I mean, you know, were you doing that, you know, like Tommy Boy? I mean, no. I just want
that was a funny scene in Tommy Boy, but no. Because there's almost no way to do that without leaving track.
Well, yeah. I'm not, again, public disclaimer, don't do this at home, but
no.
I don't, did they really, I mean, honestly, did they make that up for the movie, or was that, I mean, you're from out there in that kind of county, that kind of area.
You can do it.
Have people done that? I mean,
I'm
that's
sure
horrible.
they have.
That's
I'm
horrible.
sure they have. It's not nice.
Although,
The
where do
cow's
they
standing there asleep, and you come up and and
might
knock
get
it over.
shot? You might get shot doing something like that. But
Might get shot.
I thought, where did they get that for this movie? I never heard of nothing like that.
Well, it's like snipe hunting. When you come down here, I'll take you snipe hunting.
Yeah, it's okay.
You ain't never ate no snipes?
No.
Hmm.
And I haven't ate any gator either, and I'm not going gator hunting. So
You've never ate alligator?
no,
That's legal now. You can eat it legally.
that's okay. Just put that on the pile of the plate with the grits and give it to somebody else for me.
All right, we'll get you some frog legs.
I have had those long time ago. What was the name of that place, Rob? Papa something. What was that place called that had all the entrees like that? It's been out of business a long time. Didn't they have the big fish out front that was hanging in front of the restaurant? Oh, somebody from this area will know.
I know there used to be Trip Seafood out there. I remember it. Oh, wait a minute.
I do drink coffee, Brother Cook. I just don't have any in front of me right now, but I'll be headed out to work, and I usually drink my coffee there. So we have a service at work that provides for all the employees all the coffee you want to drink. So I just go in the morning, and I'll start my first cup about 8 o'clock. So I do drink coffee.
Apple, you wouldn't try no frog legs? My goodness.
I have tried them.
Oh, no, he said he wouldn't try them. And he says he's leaving just a few minutes to France, but we'll never try that. Y'all might, you and him might be kindred spirits there, Dave. You ain't even gonna try it.
Well, I don't want them anymore. But I tried it.
I bet you if you get hungry enough, you'll eat them. That's the whole thing around out here. A lot of these old timers still remember, the Depression, and we're losing a lot of them, but they remember growing up from parents that were raised by Depression. They'll tell you, you get hungry enough, you'll eat it, and you'll like it.
Have you had rattlesnake or any kind of snake?
Yes.
I have not.
Have you ever ate rabbit?
I do not think so.
Quail, dove?
No and no.
Yeah, I agree with you now. Well, I don't want it to come back no time soon. Now, quail and dove are good. Down here, they're on the menu for hunting and stuff. And they go bird hunting pretty regular. And you'll hear them. It'll sound like a war zone out here in these cornfields and stuff. Them dove flying over, and they'll go out. Dick Cheney shot somebody down here quail hunting. And when we go to Albany, we go right past the plantation where that happened. Every time we go by, I'm thinking, I've got a song in my head, Cheney's got a gun.
I'm shaking my head at you and also at Cook with this post in the chat.
What? Pig brains and scrambled eggs? Yeah, it used to be a thing. You can still buy them at the grocery store. Did you know that?
I don't want that either.
Look, throw that up there.
Touche.
Now, I'm going to throw this up there, but I'm going to make a point. We got to draw the line somewhere here in the Deep South. We'll eat a lot of funky things. We ain't eating no bugs. We ain't eating no crickets. We ain't eating no mealworms. We ain't eating no earthworms. We not doing that. No, sir. It better be able to walk on legs. If it's got legs, we'll eat it pretty much. Well, that's not always true. But for the most part, you can take that to the bank. And if it swims in the water, we'll probably eat it. But we ain't eating no bugs.
No bugs. I'm out. Have you ever had the well, here's a good one for you because that's a delicacy. I believe in France, right, is the snails.
Oh yeah, what do they call them things?
I just went blank on that,
Escargot.
but
Yeah,
do what?
escargot.
Escargot, yeah.
I would go ahead and put this out there. I ain't eating nothing I can't salt.
Oh man,
Oh, he don't look like he's a fan of no escargots either.
I see that. Yay!
See,
No,
see,
we don't want nothing like that. I don't want nothing moving on my plate either.
no.
That can be popular around the world. There are some things that they're still moving and alive, and oh man,
One thing
that's
I
hard.
want,
That's hard to talk about before breakfast on this hump day. But
look
not a
when I
fan.
get my
Not a
steak,
fan.
when I have my steak cooked, when I stick my fork in it, I want it to jump just a little bit.
No, not me.
Oh
No,
yeah. Mm.
no. DOA
Yeah.
baby. DOA.
Oh, it'd be DOA,
Dead
but
on
I mean,
arrival.
uh,
And I'm not eating any fish that has the head still stuck on it there for me to look at while I'm trying to eat.
oh,
No.
I'm not doing that either. I'm
Oh,
not doing that. I don't want to see its head. And I'll tell you something else. Uh, as far as fish goes, uh, I haven't met many fish that ain't just good. Seen a
yeah.
couple. I like my fish now. And down here in South Georgia, we got plenty of ways to catch them, and we got plenty of places to do it. Yeah, I might have to dodge a gator or two, but it'd be all right.
Robert's favorite fish to eat is carp. I just wanted everybody to know.
No, it's not either. I'll tell you what, you can't beat a good old fashioned bluegill though. Carp. Mm.
I want the world to know that Robert's top, on the food chain for fish is carp.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Uh,
Just kidding.
Actually, my
What?
favorite bit of seafood is raw oysters from Apalachicola.
Oh
Oh, what?
man,
If you ain't never had raw oysters, you can't go wrong, Bubba. Now,
I've never had and I never will.
now sea bass is okay. Uh, and I do like sea bass. But the bluegills around here that you catch out of these creeks and stuff, they're not real big, but you know what? They just as sweet a meat as you can get. There ain't nothing better than these old creek bluegill as far as just eating. Uh, and bass, if it's a smaller bass and you can fillet them out, oh man, those are good too. So, but I don't take care for the great big ones. Uh, but no, Robert does not eat carp, but Robert does eat raw oysters. And let me tell you, good old, and
Uh,
I'll eat them fried too, and the fried scallops and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, you don't eat none of that, do you?
no, sir.
And
I'll leave
shrimp,
it all. I'll leave it all for you.
no shrimp.
Occasionally. I'm not a big shrimp fan.
Oh my goodness. Uh, mm. So, but you eat fish though.
I will if it's fried. I don't eat it any other way. I know it ain't
Oh,
good for you. That's why I don't do it very often. I'm a meat and three kind of guy, man.
well, that's a meat.
Well, no, we're going to kill the fatted calf and or maybe the fatted chicken. Uh, that's about the extent of that. Or
Spit the hog.
uh, pork chops, chicken, steak. We're going to stay in that family of good, and we're going to put some vegetables with it, with some cornbread
Yeah,
smothered in some kind of butter.
it's a big old side of collard greens or turnip greens.
No,
Mm,
that's my wife. No, not happening.
bacon. You're right, cook. Add bacon.
Well, you can add bacon about anything. I mean, yeah.
You know, here in the South, we literally can put bacon on or with anything. It's perfectly allowable. And what's great for me is my wife's a vegetarian. So not only do I get my bacon, I get her bacon.
But you don't take any bacon off the pile until it's all done, right?
You better be taking some bacon off that pile for your baby boy. You need to let that be a lesson.
Not going to let him do it, man. Not going to let him do it.
Sad.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. You made it into the morning time a little bit. We'll see you tonight for Hump Day News. I think that goes on at 7 p.m. And we're going to talk about some odd news and funny news and stuff tonight as part of the program. We'll be on a little bit longer tonight. I'm going to head off to work, and Robert's going to head off and do whatever Robert does. And he goes back into his little cubby or whatever it is, I don't know if he has a hole that he goes in, but he disappears for a few hours. We come back together on Wednesday night. Yeah. Bless you, Cook. Bless everybody that was in the chats and everybody watching.
Come on back in here tonight with us too. Now,
absolutely, get your hair combed and come on with us.
That's right.
And we got to get on Chris. Chris needs to be on tonight.
Oh, Chris is. Been trying to get him on there. Well, God bless all y'all that was in here with us this morning. We greatly enjoy it, and we hope y'all do too. And come back tonight, like and follow, and let's have some fun. Y'all have a great day. Don't let them tell you what to do at work. Just because you're there don't mean you have to do it their way. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, it does. All right, go over and let them boss you around. Come back in tonight. You can boss us around. Good night, y'all, or good day, y'all.
Yeah, good day. Good day, mate.